Hello everyone, Becky here, Aunt Beck's Creations, and I'm sorry I'm just a little bit past 2:30. Scott put in a request for some fried eggs and a piece of toast. So I just finished that. So welcome everyone. We're going to be doing Pocket 20 in Bits and Binders book, which if you're new, that's just a binder I have with 20 pockets in it that I've just put random bits and bobs in. Things left over from other projects, random bits that came in Happy Mail, any of that kind of stuff. Extras of some quotes I create lists of quotes on my computer, and then I can print them off on sticky back paper. Before I got the sticky back paper, I would print it off and then put double-sided tape on it. So hi, Carol. Hi, Ann. And you'll hear Scott in the background. He'll be getting ready to leave for work in about 20 minutes. So bear with him while he moves around. What else? Okay. The chat is for subscribers only. I welcome anybody that wants to join in. The reason I do that is it keeps the trolls and the bots away. So, oh, Angie, I'm so sorry you're not feeling well. I hope you get to feeling better soon. But I do that to keep the bots and stuff away. When you do become a new subscriber, you do have to wait 5 minutes before you can talk in the chat. I've just found it alleviates a whole bunch of issues. So anyway, that's it of that. So we're going to go through our stuff here. This is everything I had in Pocket 20. The black here screams mats, like this is already a mat for something. So I'm going to set anything that's solid aside. So I just randomly sort my stuff. There's another mat of sorts. And then I'm going to shove these over. We've got sayings and quotes. We'll put them together. I'm not sure why that's in there, but whatever. And then prints, focal images. Look at him, isn't he cute? I wouldn't want to meet him on a trail, but isn't he cute? There's Santa. I've got a little bit of twine in here. That's just a punched out solid heart. We'll put that over there. These were bits from drop paper, and I just threw them in here. Then I've got more focal images, more of those pretty butterflies. We've used some of those before. Some more painty paper. This was a master board that I printed off sections of it and blew it up. So anytime you have a background, go ahead and scan it into your computer so you can manipulate it. Some stamped images. Oh, that's good that you're going to the doctor. Very good. This was off some Happy Mail, I think, off an envelope, and I just kept it off. So that can go in our focal images. I've got a leaf here. There's another quote. Got some tea bags. Janet Baum made this cool paper here with the hearts on it. These are my, whoops. I'm losing a tea bag. I have tea bag bits that I saved and took the stuff out, and then somebody sent me some round ones. But these here are just the index cards I use as my base. So I'm going to set them over with supplies. There's another focal image. That's a cool focal image. And then I've got printed papers and things like that. So let me keep, this is paper that's had, it's probably a National Geographic that's had that citral stuff. Hi, Kendra. Put on it. So I'm going to put that over there with the manipulated paper. Then I've got more tissue-y type paper. Paper like that. Printed paper. Some more stuff out of a magazine that I probably got in Happy Mail. And then I've got things like this where I had just cleaned off onto a piece of this to get the dots. And then I said, I'll keep that as a extra. It's another quote. scrapbook paper. I'll put that with that. Then I've got this cool paper here that Beth had sent me, and it's a challenge, and I just threw it in here and figured we'd use it in here. It's Braille. We'll count this as tissue. It's a napkin back. More printed stuff. This is just, I think it's a piece of stationery with Winnie Pooh on it and an envelope. I might save that aside and write a letter to my mom on that this week. Some book paper. And then more painty paper. This was really cool looking. The camera's probably not liking it. There's a bag. Here's some more solid. All right. And more drop paper. I think this looks like it was folded to turn into a little journal. And then I've got a tag. More solid. Just a little piece of white. And then there's just an envelope that was like the card envelope. But I thought that could be fun to play with. Got some tiny little butterflies. And more painty papers. And more Braille paper. I got a lot of the Braille paper. All right. So I'm going to put this all together here. These we'll use at the end. All the images and focal images. That and the quotes we'll keep aside. Go play somewhere else, Tip. I'm busy right now. All right, so I'm going to clean out and keep all this painty type paper together. This will go over here with the focal images. So let's bring in one of our cards. And I do all my decorating on the back of the cards. Oh dear. Moving through. May contain cat hair. And I see that the camera is jumping because it's trying to autofocus. So I'm going to turn that off. Hi, Teresa. I see Mary's not set up yet on her new phone, but I'm sure she said by Friday night she'll be good and ready to go. Let's see. I think that's everybody. Everybody that's here. So let's play with the background here. I think I'm going to go ahead and cover the entire thing because I can. Let's just put something on the back. Let's put some of this down. I didn't bring any Mod Podge or anything in here. That's the bad part. And I know you can put this down with glue stick. Get my little bottle of Mod Podge out. I hope the doctor gives you some answers. Angie. Put the wax paper down to protect the table a little bit because this is my cutting table and I don't have drop paper down right now. This is just regular matte Mod Podge. Okay. Let's move that over a little bit. That looks like the flag of the Isle of Man. Oh, that says Macaulay. That's funny. Just trying to push this down into the Mod Podge. I better move this quilt block I have sitting here. Go lay down. I'm not talking to you. Sorry, not talking to you, dog. Go lay down. Go lay down. All right. Hi, Kathy. Well, hopefully they'll give you some clue as to what's going on so you can get to feeling better. If you guys missed Dee Dee Willingham this morning, she did a really cute lemur with mushrooms. It was very cute. These scissors aren't the greatest. But hey, they came with, I think they were a freebie from Harbor Freight. You know how they give those coupons out? There we go. And see, all of that can go back into our pocket 20. I don't want to use the same things on both of them, so we'll set that aside. So there's our background for this one. Stay there, Tippy. So let's really kind of like this stuff. I actually kind of like it hanging off the page too, but maybe not quite as far. It doesn't tear very easily. There we go. I'm going to tear some of that off. Keep the little bits because you can use them on a different project. Now I've made it so it's not quite as long. So if I make a book out of these, it'll be all right. I'm going to glue this on right here. Oh no, Kathy. Kathy messed up her back doing insulation under her house. And she even had a bunch of help. It wasn't just her and her hubby like we do. Scott's trying to plan ahead. He's got to move the ground for the electric because it's in the way. And he was talking about how many joists did you say we're going to have to fix? Two. So we got to probably get by fixing one. While I'm in there. Well, might as well do it right? Yeah, with the floor off, yeah. All right, now I've got glue on my hand. That's what wet ones are for. Hi, Peg. This has got some little specks of white paint on it. That's intriguing. What else do we have? This has some gold on it. Maybe we'll tear some of this. So these I've already used. Oh, you didn't even go into the house. That was just from cutting the pieces. Well, maneuvering those rolls of insulation is not easy. They're pretty unruly. I'd hate to be the one that had to stock that stuff at the store, too. Hi, Cheryl. Oh, Angie left. Okay, I hope she gets some answers because she's not been feeling good for quite some time, I think. I really like that Isle of Man symbol. I'd like to keep that. What did I do with my piece of wax? I think this is wallpaper or something. I don't know that I could handle gold glistening on a wall myself, but I'm sure there are people that like that sort of thing. This is my glue brush, and I stick in water, so it's adding a little moisture. And then I'm just going to set that on like that. Oh, you baked a cake? I want to make another one of the pink champagne cakes. If you guys have made one of those, you need to make sure you have somebody to share it with, though, because you don't want to eat that cake for days on end. But oh my gosh, if you have a special occasion, you should make one. Oh, so good. I think I want to put one of those big butterflies on here now, and then a quote, and we'll call this one done. What do you think? I've also got this twine. No. Let me get one of them big butterflies. We've already used one like this on another page. This one actually matches this page better. And you can cut this white off closer if you want to. I think what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to leave that on there. But I have two of these. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to fold on each side of his body here. Just kind of fold it up. I'm going to layer it. Oh, this one's a little smaller, so that actually works good. I'm going to glue this on here. Well, if you and Pierre have never had one of those pink champagne cakes, you really should try it. It went over really big here. I really loved it. I'm trying to be good and not have a lot of baked goods. There's a recipe on the internet for 1 loaf white bread, and I did make a loaf of white bread yesterday, and we ate that with some, I had cooked, Greg had this turkey breast. It's been in the freezer a while, and I told him, I said, if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and cook that. I know it's not Thanksgiving, but I don't want it to go bad. Hi, Mina. So he said, yeah, you can use it. So I did that, and then I said, well, we're out of bread. So I said, I'm just going to make a loaf of white bread. Let's see, I'm going to now pick this up, and I'll glue it on here. And see, it's dimensional. Of course, it'll get flattened in my book, but all right, this quote says, may your birthday be as special as you are. Celebrate. The song of the celandine fairy, before the hawthorn leaves unfold or buttercups put forth their gold, by every sunny footpath shine the stars of lesser celandine. Chippy's holding stuff down for us. Enjoy the process. Paying attention leads to understanding. We use the Today Only Happens Once, Make It Amazing before. Might use the See, now this one is one of my old-timey ones where I printed it on paper and then I used double-sided tape on the back. And what I do when I do these is I hold it up with the print on a window. So I put the adhesive just on the back of the words, not across the whole thing and waste stuff. So I'm going to use the paying attention leads to understanding. We're going to use that on here. You heading out, bud?
Yeah.
All right. Love you. You can get your lunch? Yes.
Yeah. Love y'all. Bye. Mean it.
Let's use one of our scraps as a you're gonna make it?
Not feeling it today, mate.
Oh, I'm sorry, bud. Have a good day.
All right.
See ya at about 12:30. He's feeling pretty ragged out trying to do the bathroom remodel and work a 40-hour week. Hi, Sherry Lombard. So we're gonna put this quote down on black, and then I'll get some more tape and we'll glue it on, and this one will be done unless you guys think I ought to ink the edges. Do you think that would be all what I need to do? I'm trying to reduce the amount of white on this because everything else is on here is pretty bland except the butterfly. So you were looking up the cake. Can't remember if I shared it on my Facebook page or not, but oh my goodness, it's so good. And it's so pretty too. It's all pink. The cake, the frosting, everything. And I used it's a Barefoot wine that's pink for the champagne. It didn't say champagne on the label, but when I looked up what other people had used, they had used it. I got it at Walmart. It wasn't expensive at all. And see what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this so it has a little border on it. And then I'll have, should I cut this again? I might cut this so there's three little things of words that I can put down. Oh, you found one with strawberries in it. Wow. There he goes. He's off. He's been watching a ton of videos on redoing bathrooms, and he's finding out a lot of different things. To do it so it'll last a long time and doing it correctly. Oh, now she's hungry. Uh-oh. Sorry, Cheryl. Didn't mean to make you hungry. All right, we need to, I think this is probably set enough. I can put glue on the back of the butterfly now. I think what would be fun is if there was a crafters get together where we could all meet up and everybody take turns baking or cooking something, and all the other people that didn't bake or cook, they could do cleanup. See, I love to cook and I love to bake and all that. I don't care too much about, I keep a clean kitchen. I just don't, that's part of the process that it just doesn't make me happy. Can you see him? Hi, Natty. Natty, there's your boy. He's on me like glue today. I don't know. They say animals know if there's something wrong with you. I'm hoping there's nothing wrong with me because he sure is, pardon my French, up my butt. So, let's see here. All right, now I'm going to trim this so that it has a little border around it. I've been watching Quantico on Netflix. Have y'all watched that? You know, all of those crime dramas, they do the same thing. They start off with a nice story, but then as the process goes on, they switch writers or something. And the storyline gets all weird. I'm at that point where it's apparent there was some writer changes or something. I don't know. It's not very. I was kind of glad I could go live today. I've been having a kind of a down week this week, so haven't done much, haven't wanted to do much. I haven't even watched a lot of videos. This is the first day I got up and started watching things. I don't know. Just sometimes I just get like that. Just putting this in the center of these pieces. I have, we got a mat for me to put here in front of my table. And what I do is when I'm doing things, I can either stand and have the mat, or if I'm having a bad back day from staying in bed too long, that's what I'm having today, I just get the chair and roll it in and out. But if I'm working a long time standing, I will use my squishy mat. Now let's see. This is the part where it's curling because of the stuff, but I will be matting this. I think I can get it all on there above that. All right, I'm going to start with this one at the bottom, put it right where I want it. Yep, I have a case of the Blas. My mom used to call it her blue funk. I haven't heard her say blue funk in a long time, so. It's just been kind of a blah week this week. I had all these plans, and now tomorrow it's supposed to thunder shower now that I'm coming out of the Blas. Hi, Janet Nash. But listening to Scott pound things apart, too, kind of gets my nerves going. And, yeah, that hammer thing really helped a lot, but it was loud, even with the door closed. And now that the floor is open, we have to really watch that the door is closed when somebody's not in there to catch them, because this one, especially Tippy, he'll run in there and go to get under the house. And I really don't want him under there because not all of our house vents are stable. He could get out to the wild, and I don't want him to do that. All right, the only other thing we need on here is our date. And, you know, I always have to mess with this thing to get it to do. I'm just going to use my other index card just to get the date set. What did we do? March 16th. And today is the 30th. Yeah. 30. 16th. 1, 2, 3. And then this needs to be on 0. Let's see. March 30th, 2022. I'm just going to put it right here. All right, and we'll set this one aside. I think I'm going to ink the edges, though, before I do that. I need new makeup sponges. These are getting kind of ew. If I missed anybody coming in, hello, welcome. I'm trying to catch everybody. Once this is dried a little bit, I'll go ahead and mat it. We need to put these all together that I've done, that I could make a small book. Next week, we're going to start our new project. And I did go to Dollar Tree, and they do have a black foam board, but the core of it is white. So you would have to color that core. I'll show you when we go to use it. But if you don't have any, if you have foam core board of any kind, it'll work for what we're going to do, because we'll just color the internal foam part of it with some paint. We'll just paint it. All right. So there's number 1. Done. And I'm going to set it aside. Paying attention leads to understanding. Woo. All right, we'll set it aside over here. So now let's do one here. Let's see. My hands are goopy. I've got this cool paper that Janet Baum made. Let's just tear this in half. That. What else do I have that makes prints? This is kind of a pretty paper. It's got a bird on it. So it needs to go this way. Like that that's got the 2 birds on it. Let's mat that on black. First I'll ink the edge of it. These are my little bits left over from that other. I'm going to tear the straight edge off. I might just throw that away because there's nothing really interesting on it. So I'm just going to tear those straight edges off, all these pieces. And then I'm just going to put a little bead of glue on here. Just so there's something a little interesting on this side, and I'm just going to glue it so they're hanging off. So I'm just going to put a little strip of glue. Come on. There. Bernie, lay down, honey. You can't go out right now. You're going to have to wait. Lay down, honey. I'm not talking to you, sweet pea. Talking to the folks online. She's like, well, why aren't you talking to me? So there's some of my little, what I would call crumbs. We stuck some crumbs on the edge just for some added interest. And all these little pieces here are now small enough that I'm willing to let them go. And then I'm going to put double-sided tape on here. So basically I'm creating a component, and I may or may not end up using it on this piece. But if I don't, it'll go back in the pocket for another time. I'm thinking we can pull this together. I do have some other tissue. I have this, and I've got the tea bag bits. There goes the FedEx guy again. Yeah, Angie's going to the doctor here shortly. All right. I don't usually remove all of the tape, but I did this time. And I'm just going to try to center it. I should have put my little bits over, but you know what? I'll just bring this over here. I didn't get that very straight. I'm going to just trim this off. There we go. This is the piece I just cut off the other side. Just gonna make a sandwich on this end here. I'll just butt this up to the picture. Like so, and now I'm getting the image I wanted. There we go. There we go. Cool beans. I don't know if you saw what I did. Is I didn't get my little bits as far over as I should have. So what I did is I centered my picture and then I just trimmed a piece here. And then I took the piece I trimmed off and covered up the edge on this side of my bits. So now there's like a bit sandwich on this end. And so now I've got this interesting bit hanging out. What else do we have as far as paper? I want to use the hearts. And this has got 2 birds on it. All right, I would say we need something black in the background. I don't know that I want polka dots or numbers. No, I don't want the polka dots. And the numbers are going the other way. No, so we're not going to use those. Let's see. I do have this other paper bag stuff. And then there's a zebra stuff. No, that's a no. This is a bag. The background needs to be aged in some way, and I'm starting to lean toward wanting to use these tea bags in the background. So if I glue the tea bags down to the background, let's move all this off. Let's see here. Bear with me while I'm figuring this out, what I want to do. We tear this one in half. I'm going to treat this like it's napkin and just tear this up and put strips down of the tea bags. Tippy, you're going to have to go somewhere, honey. Come here. I know you want to be with me today, but not right now. He doesn't like to be in the chair, so he'll run off from that. All right, let's put the tea bags down and create a background with these tea bags. Get the Mod Podge back over here. I also had the Braille paper. I might use some Braille too. Violet's here. Violet. Hey, Violet. Am I on the big screen somewhere? Oh, dear. Oh, Tippy, this is not a good time to start demanding things. Behave yourself. This will probably curl like that other one did, but it'll be all right. We'll make it work, right? Make it work moment. This tea bag has a lot of character. I think I'm going to need to mix this Mod Podge in a smaller container and water it down a little. It's starting to get a film on it, which is not good. Tomorrow we'll be in Anne's group doing craft and chat if anybody wants to come join us. It's real low key. You don't have to be shy. We're all just friends in there. I think the most we've ever had is 8 or 10. I can't remember. So it's a small group of regulars, and then we get an occasional pop in of somebody that can only come once in a while, you know. And that's fine too. If you can't come every week, don't worry about it. We're not keeping roll call. But we do have our regulars. And we try to welcome everybody that comes in too, as they come in. So if you pop in and we don't say hi immediately because we're talking or something, bear with us. We'll get to you. Now he's going to go in another room and start pulling on stuff. That's that cat. That cat. 10 a.m. tomorrow. You guys, it's so much fun. We have a lot of fun in there. Of course, we talk about food just like we do on these lives. We always end up talking about food at some point or another. It's just the natural progression of the conversation, I think. Uh-oh. Somebody's growling in their sleep. I think it's Howard. Howard's growling in his sleep over there. I don't know if you guys can hear him. He's going, oh. Bernadette, come lay down, honey. You were just out. I just took you out not long ago, and I can't just let you out on your own. You're going to have to wait, baby. I know you think I should be talking to you. You be a good girl, okay? You be a good girl. You got a blanket right here beside me. Lay down. Be good. Because I do mat these, you know, I could leave stuff hanging off the edges some too. I have one round tea bag. The rest are all rectangular. There's a bird singing his heart out there. Let's see here. I think this is multiple layers too. So if I tear it, can I get it to come apart? It is. Look at that. Right, fine. I'll use you first. We'll use this tea bag up that was in here. I didn't plan on getting messy today, so that's all right. Next week, I was talking about the foam core board. Next week, when you come in, if you're going to play and do the little mini journal, we're going to start a new mini journal for spring. And you're going to need 2 pieces of whatever size recycled cardboard that you want to use. Something that you can get repeats of, so your book is all the same size would probably be good. You're going to need 2 pieces for next week. But we're only doing 1 page. But you need 2 pieces of the recycled cardboard. And then you need something to add dimension, like a piece of foam core board, something like that. And let's see, what else are you going to need? A piece of mixed media paper, just a small scrap. So if you've got offcuts where you've done a watercolor and you've got a small offcut, that would be perfect. Whether it's watercolor paper or mixed media paper, you're just going to need one or the other of that, just a scrap. I'm going to move this jar so it's not creating a shadow. And what else? Scissors, glue, or some kind of adhesive. I don't think I'm going to use any more of this. I'm going to put it up. Well, maybe I won't because I might change my mind. Bernadette, lay down. Lay down. Let's just get this up before it totally glues to the thing. Maybe too late already. Yep, tore this a little bit. I'll glue it back together. I got a little bit of a tear on the bottom. So while that's setting up for a minute, we can talk about next week. I want to show you what I found at the dollar store. Of course, it was $1.25 at Dollar Tree. Look out, Bernie. Move, Bernadette. It's a huge piece of this. It's a poster board size, okay? And I was hoping it would be black all the way through, but you can see it's got a white core. But I'm thinking we can color that with Sharpies or something. But you need a piece of this, and you don't need one this big. This is all I could find at Dollar Tree. So if you've got some scraps that are the same size as your recycled cardboard that you're going to use, like the book we did last time, I did with the dividers in Fancy Feast canned cat food. That's what this little book came from. So we're going to do one kind of like this, but not exactly. I just had so much fun doing this book. I thought we'd do another one. So we're going to do that. Maybe we'll complete a list today and then also continue thinking about it until next week of things that mean spring to you. Now, Nettie's saying you can get these foam boards at Walmart for only 89 cents. So, well, the journal size that we did last time, I'll tell you what mine is. And I'd like to do them about the same size. Let's see, this is 5 1/4 by 7 3/4. So if I remember right, anything between 5 by 7 and would be good. 5 by 7 to 6.8, 6 by 8. White ones would work. We can color it. I just have this idea. I'm hoping it'll work. Basically, we're going to do our cover, the outside front cover, and the first page next week. So, and if you have any miniatures or small things that could be put into something, let me show you what I kind of mean. Let me see. Think about all your little acrylic and wooden miniature things. You don't have to go out and buy. I want you guys to use what you have. Don't be going out and buying new stuff just because I mentioned, different things. I'll just get out one of my acrylic piece boxes. I'm just waiting on this to dry right now. See, I have all these kind of things, little jewels and things like that, little bottles of glitter, little teeny dice. Anything you have like this that's small, bring it next week. I have another box of acrylic pieces. I have a lot of hearts, but then I've got flowers and things like that. Snowflakes, but we're thinking spring, so spring type stuff. I'm looking to see what I have in here. I Don't have a lot to choose from in this one, but that other one, there's a bunch of stuff in it. I just want to give you guys ideas of what I'm talking about so you can be gathering goodies for next week. Let's see. Of course, it's under all my boxes that have metal, but the metal, you could use the metal too if you have interesting things in metal. This is my other acrylic box. And see, I have like roses, and then I have things like little cherries and flowers like that. Look, here's a little cake that's shaped like a heart with a strawberry on top. I have little chandeliers. This says spring to me. Look at this. It's a button, and it's a little hat. So look through your buttons even. You might think there's another little hat. We might use one of these little hats next week. What else do I have? There's a little deer that's a button. I think. Maybe he's not. Oh, he doesn't want me to show you. But then I've got starfish. Look at this tiny little teddy bear. And Minnie Mouse. And if you have, this is Shrinky Dinks. And I drew some cats and used Prismacolor on there and shrunk it. So I have a couple cats here that were done with Shrinky Dink plastic. And I got flowers that I made with Shrinky Dink, and I put a hole in those. To do the hole, before I shrunk the Shrinky Dink, I punched it with the small hole punch. So when it shrunk, I have a little hole there that I could use this on a charm or something. And I think I did it on this one too. See, I just drew a little flower and then colored it in and then shrunk it. So if you have Shrinky Dink plastic, make you some little spring looking charms and shrink them down. Somebody else sent me this one, and they had used the rubber stamp on Shrinky Dink and then shrunk it so their little quote is tiny. Now I have a bunch of rubber stamps that we could stamp out and shrink if I can find my shrink plastic. Look, she says spring. See, people have sent me all kinds of stuff. Look through the stuff people have sent you. There's a little lady there. Looks like she's smelling a flower. I've got some Hello Kitties. These are fuzzy. More of the little deer. I've got this little girl here. She kind of looks like a spring debutante or a bride, whichever. And then I've got all these fun flowers. So that kind of thing is what we're going to need. Yeah, PVA glue would work for what we're going to do. Let's see, what else? All right, write down the supplies. I will try to come up with a list and get them put in the description box of this video for next week. I use this Elmer's glue wall too. It glues basically everything. Anything that's real heavy, I'll use E6000. You're not going to need a real strong glue because these things probably will not be glued down. Hint, hint. You will need recycled packaging, the clear stuff from packaging. Any of that clear stuff. You know, like when you open a pair of scissors and there's that firm plastic. If you've got any of that, that's great. I actually have a bunch of transparency film. That would work too, that weight. So it doesn't have to be a heavy plastic. But, you know, whatever you have that you've got stuff in, that it's something that you can cut with your scissors. Please go lay down. I am not talking to you. Lay down. So I will make a list. This is still drying. We can make a list right now and I'll write it down and then I'll type it in afterwards. we're taking a side road. That's not going to work. Side road. Lists for next week. All right, you're going to need 2 pieces of 5 by 7-ish, or whatever size you want to make your journal. Put it that way, 5 by 7, or whatever size journal you want to make. Recycled cardboard. All right, you're going to need 1 piece of the foam board that's the same size as your pages. Or if you want to go buy the foam board at Walmart for 89 cents, or if you have something at your house that's kind of like foam board, just something you can cut. And I'm just going to put 1 5 by 7 foam board. You're going to need recycled plastic or recycled clear packaging. That might be. Hopefully I can read my own writing later. Springish looking trinkets from your stash. Spring. What would we call those? Spring embellishments. Something with a little bit of dimension, like buttons or acrylic pieces or metal pieces. Just search your stash and see what you have. You might find that you have more than you realized. You're going to need 1 piece of watercolor or mixed media paper. Small. It needs to be no bigger than 2 by 3 or 2 by 2 or 3 by 3. Let's see. You're going to need some paints, probably. Paints, scissors, glue. You may also want double-sided tape. I'm creating this in my head as I go along. And then I'll put this list up. This is just the basics. But you also might want painty paper. Or scrapbook paper. If you want to do a book that's got kind of the same thing and you have a paper pad, you could just pull out a paper pad. Washi, that could be a component that we use that would be good as a border. Oh, I guess I should write scrapbook paper. Because if I write scrapbook, then I'm like, huh? Let's see, what else? You might want some of your words and phrases, rubber stamps, or you might want to print off some spring quotes. And what I would do is I would just open a Word document on your computer, and then just type in the quotes you find and make 1 whole sheet of spring quotes. And then don't print it out until your sheet is full of quotes. And then you can just print the whole thing out, and then you can use double-sided tape to put your words on. You can either cut yours when you type them in, make them into little blocks, or just do them in one long run, and then you can just put tape on the back. Or if you have, like me, and have sticker paper, you can just print it on the sticker paper and then peel the back off and use it. Hi, Julia. If you wanted to use images of quotes from the internet for your own personal use, I'm not saying make copies and send them to anybody, but if you save one and then manipulate it in your own software down to a smaller size and create a sheet, like instead of inserting photos, you would just insert these PDFs or JPEGs from the internet and create you a sheet that you could just use in your journal. That would be great too. So I'm going to put words, phrases, or quotes. Phrases, Becky. All right. I'll put this list down below in this video so you can just print it off and then check your stuff off and pull it together. Please feel free that if you see something else you think we might want to add to this, put it in the comments on this video. Okay. If you put them anywhere else, I might not find them. But if you put them in comment down below of things you would like to put in a spring journal, we can add that. So everybody can kind of get an idea and we can work together. See, Mina's coming up with other things. Tiny tags. Envelopes. Create other journaling methods. I'm really hoping to come up with a journal that's pretty interactive. I really enjoyed Anne's Alice in Wonderland book. So if you haven't watched Anne's video on her Wonderland, Alice in Wonderland flip, you need to watch Anne Lahr's video on that. I might get with Anne tomorrow and figure out where she got some of her ideas so that I could pull, maybe we could do them together or something. I don't know. Postage stamps. Yep. And I know, Janet Nash, you really enjoyed the bunny stamp. He is actually a United States additional ounce stamp. So like if you have a 1 ounce letter, but then you add goodies and it comes up to 2 ounces, you do not have to put another full stamp on. You just use one of those bunny stamps. They're 20 cents. All right. So I think this is going to be a really fun project that we're coming up on next week. I might not catch everything now in the chat because I'm going to start back to work on this. But this list will go in the description box below. I'm going to write on here, add to description. And I'll do that as soon as I sign off. This is just a starting list. If you have other spring theme type things in your stash, pull them together. I would recommend even getting you a shoebox, a plastic tote, something with a cover so that if it got knocked over, you wouldn't dump stuff everywhere. And like the shoebox storages that I have, or you can recycle a cardboard box. But if you recycle and use a box that somebody shipped you something with, I would recommend probably putting masking tape over the bottom so tiny things didn't get up under the flaps. That's just an idea. All right, so let's get back to our collage pages now that we've talked about our new spring project. I'm going to have to dry this with my heat gun. Somebody was asking in Dee Dee's, and I don't know if anybody answered her, if you can use a hair dryer to dry stuff. Yeah, you can. It's just blowing hot air. And actually, a hair dryer sometimes might be better because you can turn it so it's not so hot. The heat guns, I'm sorry, they have one temperature and that's it, hot. Once they get hot, they will burn you. So with a hair dryer, you have the heat control on most of them. So dig around in your stash and put you together a spring journaling kit. Stickers, if you've got spring stickers. I have stickers, and I'm not real good about using stickers. That's why I say I don't like them too much. It's just because I don't remember to use them. So I might go through and pull stuff out, spring related, like if you've got stickers with daffodils or snowdrops or, I don't know, other spring things. I've been seeing some butterflies, so they're hatching right now. This is getting my background a little more done. Whoops, missed. I found this heat gun holder at a thrift store, and all it is it's 3 boards stuck together, and one of them has a hole in it that you drop your heat gun in. I love that thing. I don't think I paid very much for it. I think I might leave these hanging off because I will mat this. We'll mat these before we end today. I'll put a mat on them. All right, so I've got my little hearts here that Janet Baum made. Oops. All right. I'm going to try something. If it messes it up, I'll stop. Let's see. It might work. This may be a good thing or a bad thing, but we're going to try it. I've got this piece of paper towel or something, and this is fired brick distress ink. And I'm just going to take Janet's pretty paper here and just lightly set it and pull it across and see if I can add a little bit more dimension to the hearts. To tie my red in from my birdie paper. Callie, no. It's not bad. I'm sorry, hon. Oh, don't look at me with stink eye. You're fine. You're fine. She looks quite irritated. I think I got her upset. All right. And now, where's that other one? I think I will darken the edges a little bit on here now. So if you emboss your paper with your embossing folders, you can take another ink pad and go over just real light. So you're only catching the top of the embossing, and that's what really brings it out. There we go. Oh, bye, Kathy. I hope your back feels better. It's so easy to hurt your back. Doing things you wouldn't think would hurt your back, especially if you've had a past injury. I fell down a flight of stairs on my back, so I've had trouble ever since I fell down the stairs. It hurt so bad. So I know that pain, that back pain. I think I'm going to switch these because this big heart on here is right side up. Of course, that's going to turn this one upside down. That'll be all right. And then we'll put our birds on here. I feel like it needs something else. This is a piece of wool yarn. Let's just tie a bow with the yarn. Julia and Janet Nash ought to be sleeping by now. I don't know. I think I'm going to cut this off, and I might use this. We'll save that for another day. What else do I have here? This one says, enjoy the process more. The Song of the Celandine Fairy. Celebrate. I don't think the bear looks too good on there. Let's see. We just used one of those the other day. I do have these tiny butterflies. We might use some of the tiny butterflies. I was just looking to see what else is here. I don't think Santa's very appropriate. Today only happens once. Make it amazing. We just used that one. All right. I have a little tag here. Let's see. I have this little tag. Let's punch a hole and tie this through that. Oh, that's the big one. No. I need the small. Oh, it's only 8:45. Okay. I think I'm going to keep this 2:30-ish time because even with Scott going on days starting next week, I could come on for an hour or so before he comes home so that I wouldn't be interrupting, our meal time or anything. This hole is pretty small. I probably could have gone with the bigger one, but the tag is so tiny, I didn't want to go too crazy with it. I keep hearing something. Getting creeped out. It's no wonder I don't like scary movies. Oh well, let's see here. Greg says it's because I watch too many crime shows. I'm just working at this bow. I'm sorry, I'm off. Making it a little smaller and then pulling it tight again. There's just something about inking the edges that kind of pulls everything on together, doesn't it? All right, let's glue some of this other stuff down. Might put the date here. Where's my date thing? Then remember, don't stick your finger in it, Becky. All right, let's do the glue all. Hi, Riri. Well, we're glad to have you here, Julia. And I see you got Anne's postcard. The postcards are so much fun, and I'm tickled to death that everybody has so enjoyed playing along. I took too long, and now there's a glue booger in it. I might use the enjoy the process because this is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Enjoy the process. Yeah, I mowed the lawn this Saturday, and it was really windy out, and I shouldn't have been out there doing it in the wind, but I'm so worried about getting the city on us about the lawn being too long that I'm trying to stay ahead of it. And so I was out there mowing, and ever since then I've had a sore throat. It's from the pollen getting blown right into my sinuses. I guess I should have put a mask on, but I was in my own yard. I didn't think about it. I know it didn't take long at all. I am always amazed that sometimes things will get to Janet Nash before things I send to Ruth get to Ruth. But I know Ruth is way out in the, off the edge of the continent. But it still amazes me that the stuff gets to Janet Nash first. And then Ruth says, nope, I'm still waiting. All right. Let's put some double-sided tape on this. Hi, Journey. Yeah, mine went to, I made 2. And because we had 9 people in the swap, I just paired y'all up. And then I just randomly had random org pick two names from the pile. And they chose Janet Nash and Journey. So they got my 2 postcards. And then I, surprise, got one from Kathy. So that was really nice of Kathy to send me one. It's very nice. So I still got one in the mail, which was nice. All right. Where'd my little tag go? Okay. I want to put the little tag here, but we need something on the little tag. Let's put the enjoy the process on here. Enjoy the process more. So I'm thinking I need to go and make myself up a new list of spring quotes. If I do that, if I make up a sheet, I may stick it in my group. For anybody that doesn't have a printer, they could just, well, I was going to say they could just print it off. Or if you would like quotes and you do not have a printer and cannot print mine off if I do it, just let me know. I know Teresa, I think Teresa, you don't have a printer, do you? Will enjoy the process fit on the tag? It will if I cut it up. So let's enjoy the process more. I'm going to cut this into individual words. Enjoy the process more. Okay, and this has double-sided tape on the back. What did I do with that pokey tool? Oh, they go, you can stick them straight in the mail. You'd be surprised what they let get through. You just have to tell them to hand cancel it so it doesn't get stuck in the machine. I just send mine. I put the stamps on it, just drop it in the box. And all of mine made it. After the things Journey has sent me, I don't worry about it anymore. I just send it because Journey sent me a rusted washer on the outside of an envelope. It was just glued on there. It made it to me. And she sent me other things that have made it just fine. She even leaves the threads hanging when she sews on her machine. She'll just leave some of the threads hanging and they still make it, which really does amaze me. I'm hoping with their little mats, they're going to fit on this tag. I guess we'll find out soon enough. Miss Grumpy Butt is complaining in her sleep behind me because she wanted me to be talking to her, not y'all. So now she's pouting on the mat. The new guy that the neighbor hired to put up the new fence, he came by the other day. So I want them to have that fence installed before Easter because we're supposed to go to Scott's sister's for Easter, and I can't take Bernadette with me because my sister-in-law has a vicious dog, so I can't take Bernadette down there. Bernadette's a blind old dog. She doesn't need to be around a grumpy, vicious dog. He does okay around me. I've never had a problem with him getting vicious with me. He just does not like men at all and has gone after Scott before. So I'm not, that's what makes me uncomfortable with him, because he's gone after my sweetheart and I don't like that. Mine made it, that was hand stitched, that I did with y'all one day. The hand stitched postcard. It made it all the way to Janet Nash. It looked a little frayed, but I think it just added to the character. And then Janet has the coolest idea. She said she was going to unpick where I had stitched it to the paper for the postcard back on it. And she's going to put it in her fabric journal. And I thought, what a neat idea that is. That is so cool. And that's just Janet just being Janet and thinking, I can use this. I can use this a different way. That was really cool. I was like, why didn't I think of that? I said, because I'm not Janet. Oh, goodness. I'm going to make handmade dumplings when I get off from here with the very last of the turkey that's on the bone. I've put it in a pot and let it cook longer. And I'm going to pull it off and I'm going to make the dumplings. I'll have to add some additional broth to it to cook the dumplings, but that's my plan for my dinner tonight. Let's do enjoy. Let's see. I can't remember how big these index cards are. Process. Oh, that had something on my finger and now it's stuck on there. Process more. Trying to get that tape to roll to the underside so I'm not seeing all those little bits. There we go. Enjoy the process more. And now I think I'll take a red, if I find one, a red pen. Here's a red Bic. I think it's a crystal, so it won't run if I don't push on it. And then there's something else. I had also thought about doing some quick cards, but I'm starting to get a little sore throat. I'm yakking so much. Where's my paper? And I need to still type these in for you guys. And I'm just going to go around the words just real light to pull that red into the message here. Just on the edge of the white bits. It looks pink on this white. Oh well. It's supposed to be a red ink. But the white is really turning it pink. Enjoy the process more. Let's see here. Oh, I don't want to cover that little bird up. Maybe put it No, needs to be there. So that is where it's going. And I'll just hold this here for a minute. Riri's back and looking. And Patricia and Mariah are on again. It's P's birthday too. It says they're crazy women. They're doing like a daily thing. I said, y'all are crazy. But if you want to learn more about gel plating, they're the girls to go see because they know a lot more than I ever will. And they have a lot of really cool techniques too. All right. So let's get the binder out. And I'm going to go ahead and mat these too. Oh, I wanted to put some of these butterflies on here. Hold, please. Let's see here. If you want to add interest on like butterflies and things like that, all you got to do is only put glue in the middle of the butterfly. Don't glue the wings down. Only glue the little center body part down. And that'll give you dimension. So like we could put a butterfly here, then use your pokey tool. Not your finger, because your finger will spread the glue and have it everywhere. Pokey tool, the tip of a pen, whatever you have. I am hearing stuff. It's okay, Bernie. Mommy's just being silly. Okay, again, I just put glue just in the middle. And then I'm going to put them here. Leave the wings up. Use your pokey tool. Push it down onto the paper. Of course, when we put this into a book and close the book, the wings will get flattened, but then you can play with it and pull them back up. We've got one more black one. We might as well use it, right? Oh, this one's a solid black. It doesn't have any interest on it. So what I can do is I can layer two. I want to put these back in here because if I don't, then they'll get lost. There we go. So let's put the black one on here, down here. And I'm gonna glue this black one. Just put a little puddle of glue, and I'll just glue him down. All right, like so. But now on this one, I'm only going to put glue just in the middle part, just a tiny little bit. Then I'll use the pokey tool, and I'm going to try to line up the antennas. There you go. You can also, if you wanted to, add the little dots of glitter glue for the body. I've done that. I've used like pieces of bling trim, just cut off like 3 of them and put it in the middle. But I think that looks cute. All right, let me get my binder. I'm going to set this aside so I can bring the binder in. For anybody that hadn't seen my crazy everything binder, my bits and bobs binder is here. I'm going to pull out the older pages. They're starting to get bent in here. All right, so here's all my pockets. Just random stuff shoved into 20 different pockets, and here's my pocket 20. So I have to stand it up or stuff starts falling out. I'm just going to start putting all this stuff in here. Those quotes, scrappy paper. I'm even putting in all the bits from the tea bag that were left over, just dumping them back in the pocket. So I'm also noticing we had a full-on one of those paper bags with all the ads on it. We could use that as just make a gift bag, decorate it, and have it ready to stuff with goodies for a friend. And it would be a decorated envelope or bag, and they could reuse it. All my little bits. And see, by having one of these binders, it makes cleaning up at the end of the day so much easier. And see, I had also cut pieces to make cards, and I'm just going to throw them back in there, and we'll do them another day. All right, so that's the bits and bobs binder. If you don't have a binder, just use a box and put your stuff in bags and number your bags. The only thing you have to remember is pocket or bag number 5 needs to be fabric, because that's how I've got it set up, and it would be nice if we were all working on the same medium. All the other pockets are paper. Just tidy as you go, tidy as you go. And that way, when you're done, you walk away and you're done. All right, let's see. Here's our 2 pages from today. Back up or look down. I have some in my group. Beth has a bunch of addresses in her group. If you're not in Beth's Crafty, I think it's Beth's Crafty Corner. She has a bunch of addresses in there. Oh, I missed some. This needs to go in pocket 20. And now it's got more interest because I've got a little bit of red ink on it from the other. All right. I want to make these the same size as these so that I can see there's that washer that Journey sent me, and this was on the outside of her envelope. All of this is stuff Journey put together, not me. But what I did is this was the outside of her envelope. Then this was something in the envelope. That was something in the envelope. This was the envelope, just a piece of it where she zigzagged. I just used all of that stuff came off Journey's envelope, and I made a page out of it. So I want to show you the importance of matting your work. It really sets it off if you take the time to mat it. You can mat in any color. I just use black because I think it makes everything on the page pop. Let's see. I need to buy some black cardstock. If I remember right, I think I just cut one of these in half and have 2 mats. Let me get this over here. Yeah, 8.5 by 5.5. That's right. So just cut this in half, and I'll have my mats for today. And I didn't need that pulled out, but it's all right. I'm also going to have to go to take the dog out because there she goes drinking again. She's an old dog, you know. If she drinks, next thing she'll have to go. Pull the tape back out. We'll start with this one. And I dated both of these. Yep. The only thing I didn't do is put my RAM on here. I'm going to just put my RAM. There we go. Oh, awesome, Janet. Yeah, always have a crocheted blanket ready. You just never know when you'll get invited to a baby shower. Or you'll hear about somebody having a baby that's long distance and you can pop it in the mail and say, congratulations. I don't know very many young people, and my son's no signs of getting married. So he's 35, lives at home. So yeah, I think I'm not going to get that privilege of being a grandparent, but that's all right. All right, see, now putting that down and putting the tape on, I fluffed that, pushed this down, but see, you can bring it right back up. Now these are still wet. They might stick. I know you need to go. Mama's almost done. Just, can you wait like 5 minutes? Miss Ma'am. No Puddle City, please. I'll take you out in just a minute. I feel bad for her because I don't like to be out long in the pollen. So I feel like she's not getting enough time sniffing either. I will take a break and take her out before I put the list of stuff for next week in. So bear with me. It will be available. All right. This one's still wet. Let's go ahead and peel this one. Thank you, Cheryl, for putting Beth in there. Journey, is there somebody, well, you might not want to say, but I was going to say, if there was somebody in particular you were looking for and just got with me, I might can help you. And when you put it on a mat, it also flattens it back out. So there you go. All right. So we need to put these into a book. I'm going to hold off and do that. I might do it as a separate video. I'm just going to do the hidden hinge binding that Kathy Orta used to do, or still, she probably still does it, but it's her method. And I might have to look up how to do it. I think I remember how to do it, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'll go look up Kathy again. I always try to give credit for people's techniques. I know a lot of things get shared, but I just don't feel right just making it sound like it was my idea, which it's not. Like the leaving the adhesive on, that was Christine. She's a card maker. That was something she used to do. All right, I'm gonna leave the tea bag hanging off. Most of it's on my map. That's not, but I'm not gonna worry about it. It'll add interest. All right, so there's our 2 pages. We went over what you're going to need for next week. If you missed that, after I take the dog out to go to the bathroom, I'm going to type all this list in, and this is a very basic list. Feel free to expand on it and leave suggestions down in the chatty bits down below. Leave a comment with anything else you come up with, and I just feel like it's time that these were put into a book, because if I get much bigger, it's going to take forever to look through it. So I'm just going to move these to the back, and I'm going to do a quick flip through for anybody that has not been with us doing the pages or had not seen these before. So I'm going to do these real quick. And I only did them on one side because when I do the binding method, the part that's on the hinge will go between two of these. So these were some that we've done together. See, there's that same butterfly that I said I didn't want to use again. And that's another reason to make this into a book and start a new one, is that way I can use things again. And this one was fun to do. I'm hoping these will be like this in the book to each other. I hope they will be. I might have to do some creative layouts so that they are. And again, these that have the dimension on, if you wanted to, before you get into a book, scan them into your computer, and then you can shrink these down to postcard size, and you have instant postcards, which I might do. I might go ahead and scan these and turn them into postcards that I can send out, or mount on a different, or on a card is what I'm saying. You could shrink these down and put them on a card even. But these would be fabulous postcards too. I think these are just some extras. So I got 3 extras. So anyway, these were the ones we did together. I'll make that list up here in just a few minutes. These will go in the binder book. See, I didn't even need to cut mats today. And if you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments and we'll chat about it. And your suggestions of what you've come across in your stash. If you come across something that's spring related that we have not mentioned, put it in the chat bits down below the video. And then everybody will know. If they watch this video, they'll have everything they need to know for next week. Okay? Thanks, guys, so much for hanging with me. And I will see you next Wednesday at 2:30. And Friday morning, I will have a stitch going up at 10 a.m. Okay? Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.